In times of crisis, you need a law firm that stands by your side. With over 40 years of experience, Craig & Getsoulis is dedicated to fighting for your rights. As former state prosecutors, our attorneys have the knowledge and trial experience to provide an aggressive defense against any charge, from DUIs to homicides. If you've been injured, our compassionate team will assess your case and fight for the compensation you deserve. Serving all of New Hampshire, Craig & Getsoulis is here when you need us most. Visit craigatzulis.com or call 603-5551-234 for a free consultation. Craig & Getsoulis, your advocates, your allies.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
When it comes to keeping WMNH on the air and your own personal or business computer needs, trust Groland Computers. Located on Elm Street in Manchester, Groland handles computer repair, virus removal, and custom-built systems. Are you looking for budget-friendly options? Check out our selection of fully inspected used computers. We offer tailored on-site solutions. No unnecessary expenses here. Visit Groland.com or call Groland Computers at 603-645-0101. Your tech, your way. Trust Groland Computers.
Midnight.
7 times out of 10, we listen to our music at night. Thus spawned the title of this program.
Late Night Delight with DJ Midas, right here on WMNH Manchester.
You wanna know why? Because I'm on the radio.
Saturdays and Sunday nights, midnight to 4 a.m.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Behold the harmony of airwaves as you immerse yourself in the captivating frequencies of WMNHLP, the sonic heartbeat of Manchester, transcending through the ether at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation. Our transmissions emanate from the zenith of 1000 Elm Street. Venture into the heart of our creative realm at 119 Canal Street, where innovation and sound collide. We bear the imprimatur of Manchester Public Television Service in the venerable city of Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Enrich your auditory journey with the depth of our licensed resonance. Dispatch your missives to WMNH953@gmail.com or traverse the virtual corridors of WMNHradio.org. Engage with our sonic vibrations by communing with us through the digital channels. Your radio beckons, eager to enthrall you with its mesmerizing cadence and envelop you in a symphony of boundless auditory wonder. WMNH, rip the knob off.
You are listening to WMNH 95.3. The commander to the supreme leader, Matzo coming down.
I still love that song. It's got that 60s garage rock vibe. That is Don't Ya by GrimRock, and there's a very specific reason we played that as we move into our third hour today of Matt Connarton Unleashed. We are live, of course, from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious Manchester, New Hampshire on Canal Street. Today is Saturday, July 27, 2024. Jenny is here at the news desk.
Present and accounted for.
Or I should say news table. Old habits. Table. Old habits, yes. It's more of a table. And and our friend Miraim Banash is here as well. Hello, Miraim.
Hi.
And the reason we played that, so GrimRock, who, by the way, is in the Facebook live chat and sent us something, but Don't Ya is the first song from GrimRock that we ever played on the show. And I do love it. We've played some of his other music as well, and I'm sure we will today as well. But he sent us I was making sure the camera's on me. For those watching you on the Facebook, we have a package. GrimRock sends us a lot of packages of things, which we love and appreciate very much. But we're opening this live on the air.
He hangs in the office.
Yes. Actually, he does. And when we get the podcast back up and running,
I love watching you struggle with packaging.
Now, this is, I do struggle because this is very, very well taped, which is good because you don't want it coming open during the
Do you need
trip.
nails?
But, I wonder if my keys will help me open this.
That is a very good go-to. In a pinch, it does work.
I don't handle knives, as you know.
That's my job.
Yeah, because I'm a klutz, and if I handle knives, I'll end up with fewer fingers.
Yeah, I don't feel like spending a day in the ER.
Sounds like me.
Yeah.
Very clumsy.
He's dun, 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 dun. I feel like we need a drum roll. Dun, 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 dun.
Got it.
Don't miss the top cover. Don't miss the top cover. Inside the box. The lid. Flip it around. Flip it around the other way.
There's a pick.
And there's writing.
Oh.
There it is.
Thank you to the WMNH family for all of the support. Matt and Jenn Rocks, signed Grim. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And this is, this is
brandy new,
autographed and everything.
That's cool.
Yes. There's only a few copies that are getting signed, so we are privileged to be given a signed copy of the new Grim CD.
The new Grim CD, GR5. We'll have to take a picture with this afterward.
100% we will. 100%. Thank you
sticker
so
in
much
there.
for sending this to us.
Yes, absolutely.
We so enjoy you.
We really appreciate it. And by the way, the track Don't Ya that I just played is on the CD. It is track number 5. And that's Grim's, so the cover model, who is in the chat room, is Tattoo Baby.
Yes.
Spelled Babii, which threw me. I thought it was, I was reading it earlier. I thought it was Babil. My eyes were not fully cooperating.
You were so close.
I know, I was so close. No, it's Babii, Tattoo Baby on the cover of the new GrimRock CD. And someone else is in the, so this is the message. Just a quick note. Tattoo Baby is the cover model on the new CD. Matt Kirshner is the guy who mixed and mastered the new CD. Ian Hemme is a friend from Pittsburgh in the band Silicon Kong, who will be playing, and we will be playing several shows together. So, that's a cool name. Silicon Kong. I like that. We got to get them on the show. So very good. Very good. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Thank you to all of you. Yes. And we'll play some more, we've featured several GrimRock tracks on the show, and we'll probably play something later in the show too, but thank you so much. Very, very kind. We love that. Support our friend GrimRock from Pennsylvania. And who was it that we met through him? Was it Louis Tivey?
He's brought me a few artists.
Several,
over the years.
Louis Tivey is the one I was thinking of, though, from across the pond.
Oh.
We're also very fond of. So very cool, very cool. Miraim, is this your first time being in the new studio?
It is.
What do you think?
I like it. I kind of miss the window, but then again, I don't miss the sun glaring. So
yeah, I thought it would be weird at first.
Yeah, it's actually kind of nice. I imagine it's probably easier for guests not to have like actually it was the news desk that had the sun going right into people's faces.
Right. Yes.
But,
no, this is wonderful.
Cozy.
It's nice. It's clean. Everything's new. It's very, very beautiful. And all the guests that we have on the show, they're quite impressed.
I like this. I like the chairs because my feet touch the floor.
There you go.
The sofa, I could not reach the floor.
There you go.
More comfortable.
Well, we can, since we don't have our original guest who was supposed to join us is not able to make it. She had some sort of family emergency, I think. So
we hope everything turns out okay.
Well, we'll go ahead and open up the studio line if anyone wants to call in during the time that we do have in this hour, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. And, of course, hello to everybody in the Facebook Live chat who has joined us this morning. And we do want to remind you, too, we just had in the last hour, oh, here they are. Got 2 tickets available. Well, these are for Jenny and I, but they are giving away the Granite State Blues Society for their event, Blues on the Range. That is in Mason, New Hampshire, coming up 1 week from today, Saturday, August 3rd. And if you go, unless someone's already, someone may have already done it for all we know, but just in case, if you go to the Granite State Blues Society Facebook page and contact them, if you are the first one to mention our conversation with Charlene and Debbie from the Granite State Blues Society, you can get a pair of tickets for free to Blues on the Range. But you have to mention that you learned about this from our interview with them on this show, on this station. You have to fulfill those requirements. So there you go. And in the first hour, we talked with Sheila and Tony from Paper Jam Magazine. So that was also very, very cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Very enjoyable. Speaking that you mentioned about the Across the Pond, that's one of your special favorite places, isn't it, Miriam? Being across the pond.
I ended up in England for a year. I have a master's degree from the London School of Economics. Most people don't know that about me.
Yeah, I had no idea.
You really didn't know?
No, I didn't know that.
Right. It's a master's in
He's
social
got some good
psych,
stories.
which, is nothing related to what I do. Although no education ever goes wasted. People often will say to me, why aren't you doing more with your degree? I am doing things with my degree. I mean, a degree teaches you how to think. I don't know, takes you to new places, crazy experiences.
Yeah. Oh, well, very good.
So,
let's
see.
Idea.
Yeah, I met Pete Townsend. That was kind of my my big rock and roll story. I met Pete Townsend in London.
Oh, did you?
He was rehearsing something at a theater that was on campus, and that's the theater that I ended up going in when I graduated. So he was in there. He came out the door, and he had bodyguards, and I didn't know it was him for right away. And I just turned around and said, "Mr. Townsend, can I have your autograph?"
Yeah, did he?
And I walked by because I thought he didn't hear me, and then I turned to look back again, and he was gesturing across the street for me to come across the street. Then a car came, and he got scared that I was going to get hit by the car. And then I went and he signed an autograph with his own purple pen. So that's probably the craziest London story I have.
Was he nice? He has a reputation for being a bit prickly.
He was really nice. Yeah, he was
that's
super
good.
nice. I was surprised that he gestured me back over. I didn't really know that much, except that I knew he was a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the music.
Did you run into Mick Jagger at all?
I did not run into Mick Jagger.
I only asked because I know that he attended if I'm not mistaken, didn't he attend the London School of Economics?
He did attend the London School of Economics quite a few years before I did. And he quit in order to become a rock and roll star. So
Yes. Oh, he never graduated?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so he makes good money, though. He made the right choice as far as London School of Economics is concerned, right? He took the best economy for himself.
Yes. Oh, Matt Kirshner in the chat says, got to run, guys. We'll be tuning in again. Love what you're doing here. Thank you. And we'd love to get you on the show in the very near future. And yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they say that a lot of Mick is known for his business acumen. And I remember years ago reading that he had attended the London School of Economics and thought, that kind of explains a lot.
Right.
Absolutely. Speaking of across the pond, I just saw this story pop up about Sinead O'Connor and her wax figure. Apparently, it's been pulled because it looks terrible. Did you see this?
No.
Jenny? Yeah, this is from The Guardian. Sinead O'Connor waxwork pulled from Dublin Museum after backlash. The Irish singer's brother speaks of shock at hideous figure, which looked nothing like her. And when I look at the image in the article, again, this is from The Guardian, it looks like, reminds me of, I forget the name of the character now, from the first Star Trek movie, the woman with the shaved head. But yeah, it says Dublin's Wax Museum is withdrawing a figure of Sinead O'Connor amid criticism from her family and members of the public that it looked nothing like her. Many reacted with shock when the waxwork figure was unveiled on Thursday. The museum's team met on Friday morning and decided to remove the waxwork of the Irish singer, admitting that it can do better and pledging to create a more accurate representation. Her brother, John O'Connor, said he was shocked when he first saw it online and said it did not look like her at all. Speaking on RTA Radio's Live Line program on Friday after it was announced the figure would be withdrawn, he said he had not been made aware that a waxwork of his sister was to be unveiled this week.
They didn't even tell the family?
Isn't that weird?
It's very weird. I just sent you the picture, Miriam, so you could take a look at it too.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I don't think it looks like her. I think it
pretty
looks generic looking. It kind of looks like a generic
the
mannequin.
name of the Star Trek. Sorry, I interrupted.
The name of the
I
what?
remember the name. Yeah.
Yeah, the character from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Savik
or something. I can't remember. That's the one.
Quark?
No, from the first Star Trek movie. The very first movie in '79. You know, the one where they had the uniforms that looked like pajamas. There's a character with
honestly can't remember.
Female with a bald head. I
know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I can't think of her name.
Yeah, the brother said, quote, "When I saw it online yesterday, I was shocked. I thought it looked something between a mannequin and something out of the Thunderbirds. I thought Sinead would have been very fond of looking well, and she certainly did. And if it was supposed to be a representation of her in her early 20s, when she did nothing compares to you, it just looked nothing like her. I thought it was hideous. A friend of mine said to me last night that he'd seen better in Shaw's department store in the window. There's also enough visual stuff out there in terms of videos and photos that show what she did look like," unquote. O'Connor suggested that a better way to honor his sister would be to put a statue of her in Dublin. He said it was particularly upsetting to speak about the issue on Friday, the first anniversary of her death at the age of 56. Okay, so it was a year ago that Sinead O'Connor passed away.
Yes, natural causes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she was just found down.
Yeah, well, because
in her home.
There was speculation at the time that she may have committed suicide. Because,
it was not. It was a natural cause.
Because her son, I think, just within...
He did commit suicide.
Yeah.
Within I think it had been like about a year or so.
Yeah.
He was very young, too.
Yeah.
She had a lot of strife in her life, a lot of pain and suffering in her life that channeled into her music, that actually promoted her popularity because people could relate to her pain.
Yeah.
In ways that nobody else had brought it out. She was very unique in her style. I think she had 4 kids, I want to say.
I don't know.
She had a few.
Yeah.
But I'm not exactly positive on how many. But yeah, it's weird that they would put up something like this and unveil it, but not have wouldn't you want the family present to unveil the statue?
You would think.
Right. Yeah, I mean, unless they were thinking, this doesn't look that great. Let's just not say anything and maybe they won't notice. You know?
Really? Did you see how many people turned out for her funeral? No one's going to notice. Give me a break.
Well, you know, if you just, you keep it on the DL, you know, with the wax figure, just let it get out there organically, you know, maybe, but that way, if the family doesn't know right away, you know, but it's been there for a while, it's harder, then it's like, say a year went by and the family had no idea. And then one day the brother notices. If it's already been there for a year, then it'd be kind of awkward for the brother to be like, hey, can you get rid of this? It's like, dude, it's already been there a year.
The facial structure isn't even close.
Well,
I'm looking at this mannequin and looking at pictures of her and going, I can understand why her brother was upset.
Uh-huh. Well, maybe there's something about her that's just difficult to recreate as a wax figure.
I think come on. Now they round it.
Maybe there's something about, maybe there's something about Irish people that's just hard to
stop it.
Hey, I can say that. I'm Irish, so it's not racist. I'm
Irish.
Irish.
Talking about his Irish melon.
Yes, I do. I have an enormous head. because Irish people have large
Your
heads.
poor mother.
And yeah, no kidding, huh? Yeah, she was pretty torn up about it. But
but
I realized years ago, what? No, she was like, wow, my son has a freakishly large head. That's upsetting. But years and years ago, see, I never realized it for a lot of my life. And then one night I'm watching Conan O'Brien, and he made a joke about his own very large head and said Irish people have large heads. And I'd never thought about, this is 100% true, by the way. This isn't just to be funny. This is true. And I'd never thought about it before until he said that. And I was like, wait, do I have a large head? And I went to look in the bathroom mirror, and I was like, yeah, I do have a large head. And I'd never thought about it before, but I do. And then I realized that it is true. Like Chris Matthews, I used to watch a lot of Hardball. Chris Matthews, he has a large head. He's got a big Irish melon. And who else? Tip O'Neill had a very large head. It's just something Irish people have. I mean, and then I thought, wow, I do. I have a big Irish head. I look like a South Park character. I got this enormous head, but that's okay. I need a large head to hold my enormous brain.
That's right.
Oh my God.
So it's
the ego.
That's why Irish people are
I'm
so
gonna have
smart.
to shove him through the door to fit him through at the end of the day.
That's why we're so smart. We have enormous heads to hold our enormous brains.
Oh my.
See, it all makes sense. But I have to say, in this picture of the wax figure, I can't see how large the head is in proportion with the rest of the body. So I don't know if they made her with a large head or if she even had a large head. I never noticed if Sinead O'Connor had a large head, but I assume she did.
Stuck on this, aren't you?
Well, she's Irish, so.
Yes, she's Irish.
So she must have had a large head. We all do.
Actually, I thought she was kind of demure,
Little
smaller in size. Yeah.
Maybe.
Not all Irish people have big heads like you, Matt.
Maybe the people, when they made the wax figure, they created her with a larger head than she actually had because they figured, well, she's Irish. Obviously, we need to put this enormous head on top of her.
Well, they did make it more rounded and less narrow than it truly is. So
you think so? Is that your assessment?
That is my assessment. Yes.
It's too round.
It's too round.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah. But well, my head is round, and I'm Irish.
But hers has a narrowing chin. It's not fully rounded.
Actually, mine's not fully rounded either because I have a point.
You do not have a point.
I do I have a pointy head.
It's not pointy.
I am from France. I do. I have a cone head.
This is what I've had to put up with all morning, Miriam.
Oh, no.
So the brother, he told on this radio show, he said, quote, I lost my sister, and to me that's important. Since she's not here to defend herself or to speak for herself, I just took it upon myself to contact you about it, unquote. Yeah, because sometimes, because it's not like they only do wax figures of dead people, right? Sometimes they do wax figures of people who are alive. Like somebody somewhere made a wax figure of The Rock, and I remember The Rock was like making fun of it, like, wow, that doesn't look like me.
There's a whole museum in London, the Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, that's full of people who are still alive.
Did you go there when you were?
I did not that visit to London, but a previous visit to London.
Oh, okay.
Go in there.
Now, if you were to walk in there, today and they had a wax figure of Sinead O'Connor and it looked like this, would you say something? Would you be like, hey, what are you people doing?
I might mutter to myself, I don't think that looks like her.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
But you wouldn't say anything.
Just kind of walk by probably. And,
yeah.
Just look at the next thing.
See, that's what they were counting on. People just walk by,
just walking by,
not care.
I don't know if I'd have said anything.
Yeah. I think the whole concept is kind of weird, to be honest with you. Spooky.
Yes.
If it's a dead person.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think it's spooky. I think
horror movies have been made about wax museums, and they're like a Vincent Price.
Exactly. See, that's the thing. That's what freaks me out.
Right. And I think the whole premise of that movie is that they weren't wax figures; they were people covered in wax.
Right. See,
it's very creepy.
That would be upsetting.
Wasn't there a Doctor Who episode like that?
Probably. There are Doctor Who figures in the Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, which are very cool.
Ooh, I wonder how
really
many
fun.
of the Doctor Who's
had,
they have.
When I first saw that, it was like I had sort of recently become aware of Doctor Who. I started dating a guy in 1979 that was a big Doctor Who fan, and I went to London in 1982, and I saw all these wax figures of all the characters and things up to that point.
Yeah.
They have a wax figure of a Dalek?
Of a Dalek, yes, they do.
They do?
Oh, yeah.
I said that kind of sarcastically, but I didn't expect you to say that
they
they
have
do.
all kinds of crazy things.
Oh, they must have a weeping angel then.
Probably. I haven't been there since that.
See, now I'm on a Doctor Who kick.
Oh. Well, So there's a little bit more to this. Patty Dunning, the Wax Museum, that's a very, Patty, P-A-D-D-Y, that's a very Irish name. The Wax Museum director, who said he was a longtime friend of Sinead O'Connor. Apologized to the family. He said that the Wax Museum sculptor, P.J. Harity, delivered the figure the night before it was unveiled. He said the artist had done fantastic work in previous years, but has not been feeling well and had retired. I get it. So the artist wasn't feeling well.
And they pulled him out of retirement, apparently, to do this.
Yes.
So there might have been a little spite involved there.
Right. He was probably like, I was
retired.
I was enjoying my retirement, but now I'm resentful, so I'm going to sabotage the Sinead O'Connor wax figure. Yes,
That's petty.
That is petty.
Angry.
If I were if I were a resentful wax figure sculptor, I would not. I would still try to do a good job. I mean, I might be mad about it, but
they are kind of creepy.
Wax figures, yeah.
Well, yeah. They look like dead people standing.
They do, and they don't always look like the people that they're made to look like.
No.
I don't know that I was really all that impressed with very many of them.
Did you find it creepy walking through all of these?
It was creepy, and the lights are kind of low. Maybe they're hoping you're not going to notice the imperfections. I don't know. It seems like the lights were low.
That's the trick.
Did you see
dim lighting?
Did you see any that you looked at where you thought this one doesn't look quite right? I wonder if the person who created this particular wax figure had been pulled out of retirement and was feeling resentful.
I did not think that.
Yeah,
and not feeling well.
No,
and not feeling well.
Not even occur to me.
Yeah. Wow.
Strangely enough.
What was your favorite part of being there?
Being in London?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just curious. Like, was there a favorite location or just
Covent Garden is my favorite place, probably in the world. I haven't traveled that much, but London is pretty far from home. Covent Garden is like a big sort of outdoor mall, but a lot older. So really old buildings. It's kind of open, but it has a roof on it. And they have like flea market stalls kinds of things and shops. They used to have a magic stand, like they had magicians there, and they were selling the little cheap magic tricks that you could buy, and usually street performers. And that's a lot of fun.
Yeah. There's a little bit more to this. So the guy, this Patty Dunning guy said, when I had a look at the statue, I walked in to launch it, and when I saw it, I didn't get that feeling that I normally get from PJ's fantastic work. My heart sunk a little bit. We went ahead with the launch, and I didn't sleep last night, unquote. Asked by O'Connor on the radio program if the Dublin National Wax Museum was doing this to get publicity, Dunning said, quote, "No, absolutely not. The Wax Museum runs itself without publicity. We have a launch, and that's it. I had to take the decision to cancel the statue, and we'll go again, and we'll remodel, and we have to do better on this occasion," unquote. So they're going to try to make that right.
Well, that's good.
Yes. Well, very, very good. What was your favorite part about going to the Madame Tussauds?
It was the Doctor Who exhibit.
Yeah.
You're coming around the corner and you start to hear that music. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be a Doctor Who thing. And then seeing, a lot of the characters, the creatures, the monsters. Davros, who is the guy who invented the Daleks. Or rather invented that. I think it's an exoskeleton for like a mutant of some sort.
Oh, that sounds frightening.
It is. It's really scary. Kids were very afraid of the Daleks.
Yes. I've never got into that Doctor
Exterminate.
Who. I've never seen a single episode of anything Doctor Who related ever in my life.
Fun.
Who was your favorite Doctor Who?
Probably John Pertwee. He was not the first one I saw, but he was super, super nice because I used to go to the conventions. I took a photo of him at one convention, and then I took that photo with me to another convention for him to sign. And Elizabeth Sladen, who played Sarah Jane Smith, was there at the con too, and he took the picture. He said, "Sarah, look at this. It's amazing. It's beautiful." And he was so excited about this photo I took. So
Nice.
that kind of, he loved fans. He loved to participate. He was always positive with people. So John Pertwee is probably my favorite, and he's from like way back. He's like one of the...
He's before the curly-haired guy, right?
Yes, he is the third Doctor. So
Curly-haired guy was kind of the most famous of... I wish I could say what his name is.
It's Tom Baker.
Thank
Baker.
you.
And I met him too. I've got pictures of me with a bunch of them.
Was he the first one with the long scarf?
He was the one with the long scarf. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, but I don't think any of the others had long scarves.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That wasn't a trademark.
But he was the first Doctor that I saw. Most people, the first one that they see is their favorite. And I do love his episodes. But because of my experience with John Pertwee, he had to be my favorite. So Tom Baker is still around. John is long gone. The first three are gone now.
They should have him come in to an episode and guest. It would be fun.
That would be really fun.
Who?
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker.
Oh.
One of the previous Doctor Who's.
Yeah.
Although I suppose they
He's
couldn't
in
do
his
that,
90s
right?
now.
Maybe they could pull that off somehow. Well, as each Doctor dies, they disintegrate. And
It becomes
their
the next
energy
one. Yeah, they
disintegrates and then
regenerate
they
into the next
comes
one.
in as an entirely new human. It could be of any
That way, any actor
gender.
can replace. It was a very
Yeah.
convenient way for a new actor to come in and replace. They didn't try to replace the actor. They just brought in a new person and wrote in this brilliant idea of regeneration into the next appearance. He's always worried he's going to have red hair, but
we have a question. GrimRock is asking in the chat, did you get to see any Rolling Stones related landmarks when you were in London?
I didn't, unless you count the London School of Economics. I don't know, maybe.
Right.
I didn't. I should have taken a tour.
Didn't you get to go down to where the Beatles were, though?
Abbey Road?
Yeah.
No, I didn't go to Abbey
I thought
Road.
you got to go there.
No.
For some reason, I thought you
saw
got
a lot
to
of
go there.
actors that I recognized from British television just walking down the street. People were Pete Townsend was just walking down the street.
Yeah.
Because I think Brits are a little less likely to sort of run at them.
Yes, that makes sense. They're more,
Americans are pretty brutish about ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they comment on it. I met Michael Palin. He was Michael Palin from Monty Python. He was directing a play, and I was walking through Covent Garden, my favorite, and he was outside the theater. It was early in the morning, and I asked him for an autograph, and then I asked if I could hug him, and he said, "Oh, you Americans," and then he hugged me. So.
Oh.
And I had him sign a train ticket because he loves trains. He did a whole series about train travel. So that was kind of fun.
Oh, very good.
So, but no, not no Rolling Stone kind of stuff.
Yeah. We should play another. Let's play another GrimRock track from the new album, GR5. This is called "You Belong to Me," and then we'll come back and talk a little bit. If you're just joining us, this is Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH. But check this out.
listening to WMNH 95.3. The commander to the supreme leader, Matzo coming down.
This is Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM on this Saturday morning, July 27, 2024. Jenny is here, of course, and
present and accounted for.
Miriam is here with us, and we just decided to spin another GrimRock tune because he very kindly, if you are just joining us, and I'll hold this up again for those watching online if you can see the video. Of course, GrimRock sent us GR5, his new release, and really love what he does. He is from Pennsylvania, and we'll have to have him back on the show again soon too, but always nice. And he included this wonderful note. Thank you to the WMNH family for all of the support. Matt and Jenn Rocks signed Grim. So we appreciate that. And yeah, that was another track called You Belong, You See, which we really like a lot. And we've met some great people through Grim as well.
We have. I had a curiosity question for you. I have just recently learned that this summer of music is the brat summer. Brat summer. Brat is now apparently a good word. If you're called a brat, it means that you're like a bad butt woman kind of a thing, and not a bad word. That was new to me. The youngins are saying this now, Maddie. Brat.
You'd think I would be able to keep up with it. I don't know. 5th and 6th graders are maybe a little young for it.
I actually like it. I like someone
Brat.
taking that and being like, yeah, that's going to be a good word now.
Be brats and own it.
Right?
Huh. No, I had not heard that.
This is a new term to me.
Yes.
Pitchfork Records was did a whole article about the summer, it being the brat summer or something like that. And so I, of course, had to go down the rabbit hole to figure out what the heck a brat summer was. But it's actually gaining even more in popularity for women to call each other brats, apparently. And it's a good, it's meaning you, I think you're kick butt. You're a bad butt.
I like it.
I like that too. I like the idea of that. I can live with that. I like that. Yeah.
There are worse things, right? There are much worse things people could say.
We should mention too, and I told them I would pump it up on the show. So we had recently, just a few weeks ago, actually, we had a couple of fine folks from Sister Witch Company.
Yeah.
In Hooksett. We had Mary, the owner, and Sue, the manager. They were on the show with us. And I have been invited to participate in an event August 17th, which is a Saturday. So I'll be getting there late, of course, or we, if you're going, I don't know if you're going with me or not, or what your plan is, but you're welcome to, of course. But I'm going to be doing some hypnosis at the event. So Sister Witch Company in Hooksett. There's going to be several different people there doing things, and it actually starts at noon, but again, we don't get out of here until about 1 p.m. by the time the show's all uploaded and everything. So I will be starting at 2 p.m. that day at Sister Witch Company, but you can reserve a spot. I'll be doing group sessions, individual sessions, but it is a great place, Sister Witch Company in Hooksett, and it's right on Route 3. Very, very easy to find. So, and a great business. And there's going to be more coming from them in the near future as well. So
stay tuned.
Yeah.
Really cool, actually.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about it. I haven't done an event like that in a while. Used to do a lot of events way back in the day when I was Norm Moody's co-host on his television show. We used to do some events together.
Do you remember him? I saw the look on your face, Miriam. Do you remember Norm Moody?
No, I've heard people talk about him, but I don't remember Norm.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of before I was aware of any of the... I mean, I grew up in Pennsylvania, so...
Oh, you grew up in Pennsylvania. Do you know GrimRock?
I don't know GrimRock, but I was curious as to what part of Pennsylvania GrimRock is from.
Do you know the Amish Mafia?
I don't.
Okay. It was
they're in Pennsylvania.
It was a reality show that I used to watch, which was very, very in terms of scripted reality shows. That was one of the more scripted.
You know, they had. I'm sorry, my brain's all over the place today.
I remember watching another show where I think it was people who were sort of trying to leave that community.
Yeah.
And I've been to like places where in Amish country and they have restaurants and things like that. But Amish Mafia, I'm not familiar with. Maybe I need to check it out.
Yeah, it was on like A&E or the Learning Channel or something.
Right.
It lasted like 3 seasons, but it was so obviously fake. You could go online and look up the people and find. I mean, there were actors, playing these characters. It was pretty ridiculous. Just quickly, something I found online from musically.com. We talk on the show a lot recently about AI and how it's impacting the music industry. There's a British startup company called Major Label Artists Club, and it's setting its cap at independent artist labels and managers with a service to help them manage their business online. It's also thinking about the industry debates around AI technologies and has announced a partnership relating to that. The partner is a French audio tech company, Urcam Amplify. But they will be using its technology to detect and block AI music from being distributed through its platform. And I think this is an interesting development because, I mean, this is a small startup that's doing this, but I wonder if we're going to see this showing up in with other music distributors where they actually have ways to detect. That's pretty interesting.
I like that idea.
To be able to detect IA-generated music and block it from being disseminated on their platforms. But I just wonder how accurate will that be, especially if it's, like electronic music. Like, how is it?
Tell?
Yeah, how is it going to be able to detect? I'm curious how the software works, and I'm sure it's not perfect, but it says here. So the company in a blog post said, quote, "Using their technology, we will be able to scan up to 5,000 music tracks in under a minute, detecting and blocking AI music from distribution with an accuracy rate of 98.5%.
Wow.
We exist to ensure independent artists always get paid their fair share of music royalties from streams, sales, and live performances. We can't just sit back and watch as their music is being stolen to train AI music tools," unquote. That's from co-founder Mark Knight.
And we've talked about that before, about these AI companies using modern music to train their artificial intelligence with. Yeah. So then they have all of all these different artists' music in their banks, basically. So what they're coming out with, is that truly original, or is it just a mosh of what they've taken in and it's just a computer spitting it right back out at you?
Yeah.
I mean, no music doesn't mimic other music. Every musician you listen to different things and it comes out, but it comes out in your artistry. But it's natural. And it's your creative mind and juices that are pulling that around. But computerized music takes all of the magic out of it to me.
Yeah.
I don't want something that some computers spit out. I like the idea of somebody's brainchild coming out in a tapestry of notes.
Coming from their brain.
Yeah.
And in principle, I agree with all of that. But as you know, I just have some concerns about how the music industry and how legally, because, there's going to be laws made about all this stuff too, inevitably. How, from a practical and pragmatic standpoint, how is that all going to work? And I don't know. And I think it's complicated. I mean, at the end of the day, I'll always advocate on behalf of artists and protecting artists, but I'm not sure. Like, as you could tell, just as I was reading it, I'm already skeptical about this technology that is going to somehow be able to detect any AI generated music with a 98.5% accuracy rate. I'm skeptical. And it says here too in the article, as ever with this kind of thing, the key will be in the definition of AI music and how flexible the filters are. Entirely AI generated music is presumably what the companies want to block, rather than music being made by human artists who are using AI tools for some part of their creative process. See, that's where it's going to get.
It's going to get sticky.
The gray area.
That's where
how much is you? How much is machine?
Right.
we really should have been thinking about this a long time ago. And this takes me back to London School of Economics, because my master's thesis was public understanding of artificial intelligence. So in 1993 and 94, we already knew it was coming. It was already happening, but just, small scale. People were experimenting with it, I guess. But we already knew AI was coming.
Yeah.
But it's only in the last 2 years that everybody is kind of really thinking about it. The schools are upset. A lot of people at schools are really worried about it.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. Yeah. Silicon Kong is, I guess, optimistic that this software will work. Says in the chat room, they will detect loops from original music. I utilize many electronics. They will be able to determine the difference. And GrimRock said, that was me, LOL. I was calling in to thank you for everything personally, but thank you for everything you do for indie artists like myself. Oh, you're very welcome, GrimRock. By the way, the reason I didn't pick up is you were calling my cell phone. I did see you show up on my cell phone, but if you want to call the studio line really quick, you can. We do have a few minutes left. 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. That is the studio line here at WMNH. Grim is in the Pittsburgh area of Pennsylvania, by the way. I don't think that's where the Amish Mafia was, Pittsburgh, but anyway. But yeah, it's interesting. So what are they worried about in schools, like kids using AI to
write papers?
And
that's exactly the study that I did involved asking people questions about what they understood about AI, and the people that I was living with, the woman, she was the deputy head at a secondary school, and she gave my questionnaire to some kids, and almost all of those kids said they wanted the AI to do their homework
yeah,
and to clean the house, like to do their chores and to do their homework. So this has been a long time coming, but it's
yeah.
So here it is.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah. I thought GrimRock was on the phone, but nobody there. Yeah, it's a whole new world in some ways, right? I mean, I use ChatGPT in some of my work, and I find it quite helpful. You can certainly save a lot of time. With it. There's also an article here. Oh, I think this is Grim calling back. Grim, is that you? Hello?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, GrimRock. How are you doing? Welcome.
I was going to call in just to personally thank you, for all the support and everything you and Jenn do for everybody, and putting on the show you do. And it's a great format and a great platform for people to get recognized and noticed. And it's been really cool, and I really appreciate it a lot.
Oh, well, thank you. We appreciate you. We love your music, and we are very happy to help to showcase it. And thank you so much. And thank you for sending us stuff. we always appreciate that, too. It's wonderful to get that CD in the mail, and we really appreciate it.
Hey, anytime. I'm glad that I can send things like that to everybody,
Yeah.
Always fun.
Absolutely. Hey, where should people, because time is short, unfortunately, but where should people go to keep up with everything that you're doing online?
Just go to GrimRockandRoll.com, all one word, GrimRockandRoll.com.
Okay, well, that's easy. Very good. All right, Grim. Well, hey, thank you so much for the call, my friend, and we should do a long-form interview in the future, in the not-too-distant future, because you've always got a lot going on, so we'd love to do that with you again.
Absolutely, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, anytime. All right, take care, man.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was GrimRock from Pennsylvania, and you can go to GrimRockandRoll.com to keep up with everything that he's doing.
Yeah, dropped a link in the chat room for you. If you happen to be in the Facebook chat room, you can check out GrimRock's Facebook page.
Yes.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. So what's we only have a couple of minutes left, Miriam. I know it's a big question, but what's the answer, do you think, with the AI in schools? Is there a solution?
Probably understanding it better.
Yeah.
Is a really good idea. I mean, they're starting to sort of embrace, well, maybe we can use it this way. So, like technology can be good, and it can also be not so good. And so finding the good in it and finding ways to use it that way, and then also trying to figure out ways to avoid it being used inappropriately. So just learning about it is probably the main thing.
Yeah.
Bottom line, it's going to be more and more prevalent in our society. I don't see it's certainly not going to slow down from where it's
I
at.
think that people are going to be upset about it for a while, as they are, and then it's going to, people will sort of get used to it and settle down, and maybe they'll be complacent, and then they'll, we'll lose ground, and then it'll get better again. I don't know.
By the way, as it pertains to the music industry, there is an article I'll just refer to, and maybe we'll look at it more closely in the future, but Hollywood Reporter has something that just went up. Universal Music Group CEO on protecting artists from AI, quote, "We recognize potential threats early." Lucian Grange told investors the major music label was going to the courts to protect the rights of its artists and songwriters, led by Taylor Swift, Drake, and Lady Gaga, from massive copyright infringement. It's interesting, too, how history repeats itself. It seems like some of the conversations we're having now around AI, they remind me a little bit of when, back when Napster, remember Napster?
Yeah.
When that first became a thing, and we had to have all the conversations, and the music industry had to go through all this transformation regarding pirating music, sharing, file sharing was a term we used to hear all the time. And, now here we are again, going through for a different reason, but we're going through another wave where this could really transform a lot of how the music industry operates, dealing with AI and the various legal issues that it presents.
This is harder. This is a lot harder. It's not simply like taking something and duplicating it, but this is where, you're taking the brainchild creations of multiple people and feeding it into a machine that has the ability to then translate that into something and call it new. And that wasn't there something we talked about a while back involving Taylor Swift trying to fight to keep her music from being used to teach AI?
Well, there was a story about I think it was Universal Music Group, I think it was UMG, who was threatening AI companies with lawsuits if they use UMG artists to train their large learning models. I don't think it was Taylor Swift specifically, although she might be on UMG. I'm not sure. But, and then, of course, playing devil's advocate, my counter argument was, well, and again, this is just me playing devil's advocate because I'll always advocate for artists, but I did raise the question, how is that different from a human? If I sit down and I write a song as a human,
that's your song.
But it's anything that I create, anything that I write, it has been directly influenced and informed in some way by all of the music that I've heard over the course of my life up to that point. So how is that any different?
Because you're a human being who is taking the life of yourself. It's not just the music you've heard. It's your life experience. It's your favorite color. It's where your house is located, where you've gone. It's all of that plays into your creations. And as a human being, your human creation is what we're all wanting, right? What we're all paying for. I mean, it might be more cost efficient to create music with AI, but that's not what I personally like the creativity that comes out of a human mind. With AI, you're talking about something that has the ability to remember every little thing and just spit it back out. It's taking all of those little bit of things and spitting it back out at you.
Right.
It's not creative in the same way that we use that terminology, to me, involving a human being who... It's not just, like I said, it's not just the music they've heard, because it's fair for you to say that, but it's everything else that goes along with it.
Right.
Life experience changes everything.
Yes. Well, we are out of time. Thank you, Jenny. Do you want to plug your website?
Absolutely. You can follow my craziness at JennCoffey.com, JennCoffey.com, and you'll find links there to my new Substack.
Yes. And thank you again, Miriam, for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And
we love you.
Thank you to everyone who joined us, of course, from Paper Jam Magazine, Sheila and Tony, and, of course, the ladies from the Granite State Blues Society.
100%. Oh, and thank you, Miriam, for all you do to help our young folks grow up well.
Yes. Thank you, Miriam.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, we got to go. If you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit. WMNHradio.org. and we'll talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.